We don't know if any punishment would have been enough. All we know is that this doesn't change anything for our family. Although we are a private family and accept that nothing can bring our babies back to us, we want to honor our children. We have realized that this is important to share, that it's important to share our story in hopes to create a culture of safer driving and to ultimately save lives. A beautiful warm spring day last year on May 16th began with so much joy for our family. Our kids were overjoyed with their brand new puppy, and we were looking forward to celebrating Anaya's 11th birthday in 2 days. The 5 of us were in our comfort zone in our front yard of our home. We were at ease. We felt safe and unexpected of the horror that was about to unfold in front of our eyes. We heard a speeding car and immediately saw it flying into our 2 children and neighbor. Just a few seconds, transformed this day, shattered our family, and changed our entire existence. Our beautiful, almost 11-year-old daughter, Anaya, so full of passion, courage, love, and determination, died from her injuries. Our little loving, spunky, full of playfulness 4-year-old Jax also lost his life. We are grieving, traumatized, and we're lost. We lost our 2 children on our driveway, at our own home in front of us. This is worse than any fear or nightmare I've ever imagined. How could this be real? How could this have happened? But it has. And we are left with broken pieces to live with. We experience indescribable trauma every time we drive onto our street and enter our driveway. We live with intense grief. We celebrated Anaya and Jax's birthday because we didn't know how not to. It was heartbreaking. Every holiday, birthday is painful because Anaya and Jax should be with us. Sleeping is hard, but so is waking up and realizing that this isn't a bad dream.
Accept the laws that protect the guilty. I have to accept the laws that limit what I can say or do. I have to accept what sentence is given. I have to accept the silence from his family. I have to carry the guilt and the regret for the rest of my life. I'm angry and devastated, and I hate all these things that I have to accept. They never got to eat their favorite meal, their last meal. I never got to say sorry for making them cry. And I never got to say goodbye. We are unfortunately not alone in being victims of dangerous and reckless driving. There have been several more deaths from dangerous driving since we lost our children. We now realize that this wasn't a freak accident. The fact is, this happened on our driveway in the middle of the day on a quiet residential street to our 2 young babies by a juvenile. It means this could have happened to anyone, anywhere, anytime. The fact that we are triggered into our nightmare by the sounds of speeding cars has made us aware of how often cars are speeding everywhere, all the time. Residential streets, school zones, parking lots, everywhere, at any time. We are victims of a much bigger problem. Who should we hold responsible? A 17-year-old kid? If a 17-year-old is too immature to understand the consequences of his behaviors and actions, and is then protected under our judicial system, then why do we give the privilege and responsibility to drive a vehicle that can cause serious destruction? How is this any different than providing a gun license to an adolescent, children, and then protecting them for shooting people? We would like to send a message to all young drivers out there. Cars are not toys. Cars can be deadly weapons. Speed limits and laws are there to be followed, and not being able to abide by them is a sign you are not ready to drive.